Good evening, everyone. Yes, we are here for another hashtag Hey Alenia Renee. I am so excited that we're back again. We have a hot topic for this evening. We will be discussing, as you can see, as the title says, we're going to be dealing with blended families, kind of having a discussions about blended families. So before we get into the question of the day and the juicy bits and things of that, and my suggestions, we're going to go ahead and take a quick little break. All right. Before we even get started, let's just make sure that anyone that joins, whether you're here on Facebook or you are over on YouTube, please make sure that you like and that you share. And then if you are on Facebook and you want me to see your comment, please make sure that I see your name. So let StreamYard know that you are there. Okay. So let's go ahead and I am going to read this question from Ice Coffee, okay? And it says hashtag Hey Alenia Renee. I am currently living the blended family nightmare. My husband and I have been married for 7 years and things have not gotten better. I find that I am always looking like the bad guy, and he walks around telling me that everything is going to be okay. These are his children, and it seems like he doesn't take my feelings into consideration when it comes down to the care of the children when, when they were younger. Now the kids are much older, and when the children come around, I am an afterthought, but am expected to be all smiles and welcoming to them when they visit. I have told him how I feel, but he says that I am not trying. We have been arguing more often, and I think I just need to leave. I love him, but this isn't fair to my happiness. What suggestions could you give me? All right, and this message, like I said, it comes from Iced Coffee. So I'm going to kind of unpack this, y'all. And for those of you that join me, you will probably have to go to the beginning to get the beginning of this to understand the gist of everything that I'm saying. I am speaking from a couple of perspectives. So when I speak, I'm speaking from the side of being a bio mom. Okay. So everyone knows that. And if you don't, a bio mom is the biological mom. Okay. That is currently and actively in the child's life, then, or children. Okay. And also, I am a bonus mom. So that would be, as some people would equate, a stepmom. Okay. I don't, we all call it something different. I call it being a bonus mom because it puts things in perspective. And granted, I have adult children, bonus children. All right. So they're young adults and adults. Okay. So I'm coming from it from both perspectives as I kind of walk through this. So, um, all right, so let's unpack it, y'all. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it because being in a blended family, it it isn't for the faint of heart. And those of you that are in blended families, and you know what I mean. You have to understand your role, but it starts way before you even meet the children. And I think that's where we fail. And I'm going to say fail because we're so enamored by this man. And I can only take this from a woman's perspective, okay? And this may pertain to a man as well. But we're so enamored by this man. He treats us good. We're feeling good. He takes us out. He's spending that time. He's spending the time with us. He's doing all the things. And we get stuck and wrapped up in that. And then he has his children. Okay. So if they're younger, because it sounds like to me, iced coffee, this started 7 years ago. So you're looking at 7 years. I don't know how old the children are now. I don't know if they're in senior high school, in college. I don't know where it's falling, but it doesn't sound like they are like over 21 just yet. However, I'm when I speak to you, that I'm really talking from the standpoint of who you, okay? So you have to look at it like this. Hey Sherry, how are you? Thank you for joining us this evening. So when you are dating and you are in the the oohs and the stages, okay? Everything's feeling real, real, real good, okay? And he has children, whether he has young children or adult children, they're still children, okay? And they have a relationship. You need to understand and know the dynamics of that relationship because if, okay, honestly, if in the beginning you're watching and it's not healthy, don't think that it's going to get healthy overnight. That isn't fair to him. He's already in foolishness. What makes you think he's going to come out of foolishness because he's in love with you? What makes you think that you can make it better because you can't, right? That relationship has to be one of health. Okay, I'm not going to say a perfection, but healthy relationship with his children. Okay, that means that if they're younger children, that he does discipline his children. He requires them to be respectful of those that come around him, and he does have that open communication with them so that he understands what they know and what they're thinking, and he can address issues as needed, and that he is about communication. If you're with a man that's not about communication, he's dealing not only with these little people, but he also is dealing with his ex, the children's bio mom. Okay, so we're going to just call her bio mom because that's what she is. So he still has to, because they're young, have this dynamic with her. Now, it doesn't sound like iced coffee that you said anything about bio mom, that she's an issue. It sounds like the relationship between the father and the children are an issue. So 7 years ago, that was there. And you even made you stated that. So first thing I'm going to suggest is that you need to be honest. You need to be honest with you know how was the relationship prior to y'all getting together, and that means the relationship between he and his children. If it was unhealthy then and it's unhealthy now, he's pretty consistent. Okay. Uh, and I know you're like probably going to say, well, Lena, how can you be happy with the fact that he's consistent with, being, having an unhealthy relationship? Well, I say that because he is just doing what he was doing in the beginning. You okayed it. You said okay to it. You did, okay? Did you discuss all of this? So when you started iced coffee, this relationship probably a little more than 7 years ago. I'm pretty sure you've been married for 7, but I'm sure you were together for a little while before then. But did you have a conversation about your role and where you fit in? Because dealing with young children and dealing with adults, adult children is two very different things when dealing with a blended family. So the only thing that I can say is that you you dropped the ball. Now, and I say you dropped the ball because you should have been looking at what that relationship prior to starting all of this, but you didn't. Okay, so you didn't, you're in love, you're here, you're now in it, right? Um, so, but you still need to be honest. Right now, you need to be honest and, own your stuff, own what you did and what you didn't do in the beginning. Okay. Now you want change. Now you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? One of the things you have to realize that even as they get older, they're not your children. And I know that's hard to say. They're not. You may care for them, but it doesn't sound like you've built that kind of relationship with his children. But the bottom line is when it's all said and done, they aren't your children. Okay. A lot of people walk around saying, oh, but his kids are my kids are his kids. And yes, in healthy relationships, people can do that. But if y'all were to split up, it doesn't sound like those children are going to be like, oh, let me go see, Miss Thus and so, because you have not formed that relationship. Let's be honest. Okay. Again, I'm taking you back to the beginning of what I suggested is that you have to be honest. You are the adult in this, and you, as the adult, failed to do the things that you needed to do in order to have a healthy relationship with these children. Now, if you thought you should play mom when they're at your house and that, you know, then that's where you went wrong. They have a mother. And when they come to their father's home with his wife, you are a bonus. So you are a mother type figure to them. You are not the mother. You're not their mother. You don't have the same responsibilities as the mother. And when you know your role, that's where healthy bonds can come together. When you go outside of the role of who you are and you start, oh, I'm their mom. You're their bonus mom. Make sure that you're clearly stating you're a bonus. You're a plus. And there's nothing wrong with being a plus to anyone's life because that's all you're doing is enhancing the dynamics, enhancing the relationship. However, if you are thinking that you can play the mommy role when they have a mother, then that can cause some contention. All right. So you have to understand that. Then, if you look at how dad, okay, and let's be honest, if dad has does not have a relationship with those children, what makes you think that they're going to desire a relationship with you? It may just be the relationship of a obligation that was set up in the court system that these children have no have they can't change it at this point in time, but then once they get a certain age they can, and then and then they start making choices for themselves. Okay, so you have to be really careful with that, iced coffee, and understanding that fact is these are not your children, these are not your kids. Okay, so the third thing that I want you to really understand. So, not only are you being honest, but you're also understanding that these are not your kids, right? The one thing that I want you to know is that just because you are the bonus mom does not mean that you have to like the kids. And guess what? They don't have to like you. I think a lot of us are looking at this, ideal situation and thinking that, oh, you know what, when they come over, we're going to bake cookies, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But you're not really giving them what they need, right? You really aren't. Let's be honest. They don't like you. They don't like you not because of something that you may have done, but maybe because of the relationship and how you were brought into it. So it sounds like your husband, because you said that when they come around, when the children come around, your sentence says, now the kids are much older. And when the children come around, I am an afterthought. but am expected to be all smiles and welcoming to them when they visit. So right then and there, your husband has set the precedent of what, whether or not they like you or not, because you really wasn't given a chance because he didn't make it important. Okay. And that's just being honest. See, when a man brings you in, one, you start first talking about the children, the relationship, how he deals with the custody. You deal with all of that. Um, but especially when they're young. But as they get older, then there's some things that you can do. I will tell you from my point of view, as the bio mom, the one thing that I required of my daughter when she went to her father's house, I required it, is that she respected her bonus mother. Not, I never told her she had to like her. I always required her to respect her. If I felt that something that she was saying didn't seem like, the bonus mom was being respectful of her, I would take that to her father. Now, the dynamics are a little bit different because I'm all about the fact that, you know what, you don't have to like me, but I operate with respect, respect you, you respect me. We never really had that problem, but because I would bring it to his attention and require that he, ensure that he communicates with his spouse, with his wife, okay, that, that I wasn't in their home, but because the mutual person was our daughter, he had to get that balanced out. So again, it wasn't that I required that she like her. No. And then in turn, as being yes, Sherry, yes, be respectful, you know? But it goes both ways. So you can't expect the child or the young adult to be respectful of you when you're not respecting them. Okay. Children give you what you give them. And it, trust me, I've seen that. So I will say for that, uh, you know, you have to iced coffee know that you don't have to like them, they don't have to like you. However, respect is a non-negotiable. It should be a non-negotiable. So let's go on to the next thing, because as a bonus mom myself, one of the things that I did not require of, my husband's children is for them, like I said, to like me. But I did respect. I came in respecting things that they already have established, such as like how they do his birthday, as much as, how they do holidays. And by me respecting that and not coming in saying, well, you know what, you're going to have to spend your birthday with me and they're just going to have to get over it. No, that's not even, that's not respecting, right? So what I did was in turn, I understood what it was that they do. And on his birthday, on Father's Day, and Thanksgiving, that's their times. They're all about it. They're all about birthdays. Hey, if it's someone's birthday, they're going to be there. And it was something that I was honest with myself about. And I said, can I deal with this? Once I said yes, then I had to learn how to navigate my space. And by navigating my space, so if someone was to ask me, what does navigating your space really mean? But navigating your space means that you're looking at the situation and the players involved and how you fit. Okay. What can you do to make sure that you're happy in the situation and that you respect what's going on around you, right? You're going to come out with the win. I don't, for those of you that actually got my book, you will know what that means. Yeah. Okay. Conversation with your big sister, the slow no strategy, right? So when you come out with the win, You have observed how you felt, right? And if you know you can deal with this, then you move on. Okay. You move on, you learn. And I will say that dealing with young adults, it worked. Like it really did. It worked because that gave me an opportunity to learn about them and how they deal with their dad. Because he has such a healthy relationship with his children, even if something had bothered me, I could go to him and say, babe, this was said. Now I get it's their personality, but come on, it hurt my feelings. And it's okay. And guess what? If he cares about you, he will address it lovingly with his young adult children. He will do that. But if there is not an already established healthy relationship between the father and the children, your expectations for him to do that is not fair because he can't do it because he never did it, right? Um, you may ask once. If it doesn't happen, then know that he's telling you and showing you what is going to occur in the marriage with dealing with the children, right? So whether they're smaller children, whether they're teenagers, whether they're young adults, the man is the one that navigates that thing, right? And shows you how, how they deal, how they operate. So another thing that I wanted to really talk about is the fact of you saying no, okay? And, I held up my book earlier, A Conversation with Your Big Sister, the Slow No Strategy. One of the things that I really push in that is that you say no, creating those boundaries, right? So if you get in, you get into this marriage and you're in it and you thought, hey, he's saying that, hey, this will work out, this is what we're going to do, and he does it, then all of a sudden he changes for whatever reason, and you've asked him, why has things changed, what is going on, and he kind of pushes what you're feeling to the side, or he doesn't answer you. Do you know that as the bonus mom, you can say no? No, meaning, you know what? No, you and the kids, you go out. You and the kids go to dinner. And I know that's tough. It would be tough to do, but what's tougher? You walking around feeling like you're an afterthought, that no one cares about you, no one cares what you think, no one cares what you feel. Step up, say no, and it's okay. You know, how they say the most profound thing that you could say is no. Okay. One of those deep things is no. You don't protect it yourself. When he behaves different with the children, then you will respond differently. But you have to observe how you feel in the situation. And it's okay. It's okay to say no. All right. And yes, um, they may not like it, but if they come to you and say, "Well, I don't understand why you stopped coming," when they're older, you can have that conversation with them and say, "This is how I feel when you're around," because this takes me into segues into the next thing that I wanted to address. And that is you can form a relationship, your own relationship with the children for what they need. Okay. So remember, I said that you want to make sure that are um, you're playing your role. Your role is a bonus mom, right? Iced coffee. So as a bonus mom, what do they need? So I will use myself as an example. I didn't come in playing mom. No, I just came in being Allenia. Allenia is a cheerleader. Allenia is adventurous. Allenia is nervous and anxious. And Allenia is very ambitious and motivated. And Allenia is very loving. I came in with all of that, right? And Each one needs something different. So my bonus daughter needs something different than my bonus son. And what they need is the relationship that I allowed to form. And believe it or not, by respecting and go back to that respect, by respecting what they have already established, they respected me and who I am and allowed all of me to be part of their life. And that right there is a reward unto itself. I didn't go in thinking that they have to like me. I didn't go into the relationship thinking that, oh, we're going to be best buds and that I'm going to, hey, they're every time something happens, they're going to be like, oh, Allenia is the best and this and no, that's phony and that's fake and that's just not going to happen. But what I did allow to occur was for us to get to know each other and respect them for who they are and for what they need from me. And, my husband and his children, they are not the type that when something is exciting, they're not going to run around the house hollering and screaming that, oh my gosh, this is like so excited. I can't believe and jumping up and down. But that's me. And guess what? They let me do my thing. Even though my daughter is raised by me, she's nothing like that. She's just like them, and she's excited quietly, but she allows me to be excited. And I think that just brings a nice dynamic to the relationship, everyone. So if you are just joining, please make sure if you have any comments, if you want to, comment, please. If you're on Facebook, let us know. Let StreamYard know that you're there. And if not, I will get the comments when the episode is over. And also, I want to make sure that on YouTube, that you also make sure that you're sharing this. Okay, you can share it also on Facebook because someone may be out there that could use this conversation for today, especially if they're dealing with a very difficult blended family dynamic. Okay. So let's just kind of, I want to start coming down to the end before we close out. But one of the things that I would encourage you to do, iced coffee, is to ensure that you know your role, that you're being honest. Okay, you're being very honest because right now you're feeling frustrated, you're feeling defeated, you're feeling overwhelmed, and you're not being fulfilled by the marriage. But I think also we're going to be honest, there might be more to this than just the dynamics of your blended family. I'm only dealing with what was sent in by the question. I can't dive any further. However, if for whatever reason you need to, discuss this even further, iced coffee, please make sure that you go over to aleniarenee.com and you click on for, just kind of a little alignment conversation and get yourself set up with that. And if anyone else has any questions in regards to this, please put it in the comments or give me, like I said, make an appointment to talk to me. All right. So let's just kind of, wrap up these juicy bits and things of this conversation. Being in a blended family can be a beautiful thing because everyone in it can bring such a wonderful dimension to the relationship. You, as the adult in the relationship, you have to start off with honesty. I only say that because that's what my husband and I did. We were honest with each other. There was no meeting the kids and I needed to know. He needed to see how I was dealing with her dad and I needed to understand the dynamics that he had as well. So these things are critical and needed. And if you have skipped those steps, have being honest and having the discussion, you're already behind the eight ball. And that's all you did was bring it into your marriage and thinking that it would get better. And then you have coupled with it the marriage, dealing being married. That right there is a relationship unto itself that you have to figure out as well as you go along. So I hope that iced coffee, that this definitely helped you. Anyone that's just joining, please start it from the beginning so that you can hear the question. We were talking about, suggestions on dealing with the dynamics of a difficult blended family dynamic. And before we go, I would like to just make sure that I announce that the Joy Nook store is open, y'all. Yeah, the merchandise, the shift apparel is available for your purchase. If you want to wear your change, right? How you're doing it and what you're doing. We call it a shift. And why not wear it? Why not let everyone else know as well? So the link will be in the description box for you. Please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and that you share this with someone else. And you don't need to be feel frustrated and defeated and overwhelmed and unfulfilled. You don't have to. Okay. You have resources within the Joy Nook network, whether you join the Joy Nook book club, or join the club, or you just kind of you reach out to me, or go over on YouTube. There's plenty on there for you. So I hope that you have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining me this evening, and peace and blessings, ladies. Bye.